What's going on, everybody? I'm Sean. This is Anthony. Welcome to the Season 3 premiere of the Spooky Horror Show podcast. You may notice a super big jump in quality on Anthony's camera.
That is true. We have an actual camera for once in my fucking life here. We have
upgraded Anthony. I upgraded Anthony to the Lumix G7.
Yes.
So we're trying it out. I have noticed some artifacting every so often. Like it'll look like
now, or like when we setting it up.
No, every so often I can see it like pop in. It looks like digital artifact, like it's like fucking up the encoding. That could be just about anything. It could be because I pretty much gave you my camera, my micro HDMI cable, the battery. Like I gave you all this stuff. You got to remember that stuff is really old. I got that a while ago.
Hey man, I'm used to old stuff coming my way. That's how I get things to learn new shit.
Yeah, so some of it might need to be replaced. Like we figured out that your microphone cable,
my microphone wires, that's starting to go.
So we'll have to get a new one.
Now, for that. What has it been like? 2 years, 3 years? It's been like?
Yeah,
it's been a minute, and I'm not easy on anything I own.
But yeah, so I'm throwing money into the podcast just to make some stuff.
We're going full force.
Oh yeah, you see, like I think it just did the flicker.
No flicker on me.
So it's either that we have you at 4K 30 and it's downscaling to 1080 60.
Oh.
Where we would have to just switch your camera from 4K 30 and change it to the 1080p 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Or it's the micro HDMI to regular size HDMI, it just being old and from being wrapped up, like the insides are a little fucked. It could be that too, but it's all cheap fixes and easy things to do, so we will do it. But yes, welcome to the Season 3 premiere of the Spooky Horror Show podcast. I am Sean, one of your hosts, and I'm joined with Anthony, and tonight we are going to be jumping into a subject that Anthony does not like. Clowns.
No, I don't actually. At all.
Clowns.
This dick didn't even speak. Like,
no, he doesn't. He doesn't at all.
Doesn't fucking speak. It's even worse.
Before we get into 2013's All Hallows Eve, Anthony, how has all of this time between seasons been for you? How you been?
Good God, like a fucking roller coaster. Oh my God. Not bad. Just dealing with living in a fucking terrible liberal state. But other than that, it's been all the same. Work hasn't improved. It's been the same exact. It never stops fucking raining up here. I don't understand how. I just saw it. Yep. I don't know how the fuck that even happens living in New York, but I feel like I'm in fucking Seattle. But other than that, everything else has been good. Kids gonna be starting third grade. What's up?
Yeah. Move the microphone closer to your mouth.
Is that better?
Actually, yes.
I make to it. Kids starting school. I think third grade. Yeah, third grade. Third grade this year. Yeah, dude, I know. He's gonna be 9. I mean, both of us are getting up there, dude. I feel it.
Yeah, I feel old.
Yeah. Usually I'm like, okay, I'm getting old. Like I'm actually feeling like my age lately.
No, I've just been, dealing with the wife's cancer, taking her to all her appointments and everything. Been working on the podcast, making sure that
podcast.
What's it called? I got as many of the scripts done as possible.
Yeah.
Now for the next 12 weeks, I will be every Friday in the hospital for chemo stuff. We've now moved on to the point where like every 15 minutes, the chemo that she is now getting can cause neuropathy in like the extremities. Okay. So I have to keep her fingers and toes in ice
warm
packs.
And stuff.
No, not warm. Heating it will kill the nerves faster because the chemo is basically heating everything. So she has to wear like ice gloves and ice socks. So I have to keep switching out the ice packs and stuff. So yeah. So that's pretty much been everything. The last 2 weeks have probably been the worst, and it's because I had one full week where the biggest of our dogs had diarrhea all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
And then
when what you were saying, I felt bad for him.
Like he would have diarrhea, and then you'd be like, "Oh god damn it! All right, get out of the crate." And then instead of getting out of the crate, he would sit there scared and then just start peeing. So now not only are you cleaning up diarrhea, but now you're cleaning up piss. So then after that week was done, Then my kid got a stomach bug where he had a fever for like 2 days and then diarrhea for like 3. So I was like, God, I can't fucking win. I can't fucking win, man. But finally, everyone is better. This round of chemo seems to be working. I don't want to say working better. That wouldn't be the case. Like, that wouldn't be like the
less
thing.
side effect.
Yeah, like the side effects for the other one are fucking awful, and it's why you can only have that treatment once in your life.
Okay.
But this one, like, they gave her Zyrtec or Claritin. I don't remember which one.
Oh, apologies.
They gave her one of them as like a pre-med thing, because it's with this one there's a lot of like bone pain, and apparently that helps with that. But she was drowsy yesterday. Yeah, she was drowsy yesterday, and then like today she's drowsy, but she's drowsy because she fucked up and she actually took the same meds again, because it's just over the counter. Like if it's Zyrtec that they give you, it's just Zyrtec that you get in a pharmacy.
So that's not that bad. You're not getting killed with the bill for that, you know?
Yeah. However, because she's so small, she can't take allergy pills without being knocked out for the day. So
that
she
is
accidentally
absolutely true.
Yeah, so she accidentally took the pill, so she's like, I feel groggy again, but I have no nausea. So that's good, because the other stuff, it was like severe nausea all the time. So now there's no nausea, so that's, you know, like I tell her all the time, take the wins where you can. It's like,
it'll get you through it.
You'll get neuropathy, but, you know, if we can mitigate it with the ice packs, and everything, that's great. There still might be some of it, but there is medicine for it. She doesn't want to end up having to be on the medicine, but it's like, whatever. So long as for now, we're doing everything that we need to do, it's fine. It doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. So a bunch of the films this year, well, this season, I have, like, a lot of production facts, because a lot of them have been out a while. A lot of them have been documented a lot more. So they might run a little bit longer. Like I think this one is this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have like
an hour 24.
Yeah, but I think I have like all of our scripts to like for each like episode to like 5 or 6 pages. Which
that's not a lot at all.
Yeah. So like that's, and I have it all spaced out.
Didn't one have like 10 ones?
Yeah, I think I had one that was like 12 pages. But okay, production facts. All Hallows Eve was written and directed by Damien Leone. Leone created the character of Art the Clown, who, as you pointed out in a call before everything, that they never named him. Like, they never said his name. And they say it a lot in Terrifier. Yeah, because he was just like a character, and then like it expanded out and everything. But yeah, so Leone created the character of Art the Clown, who was first featured in the short film The Ninth Circle, which Leone wrote and directed. The short was filmed on 35mm in 2006 and premiered at the Backstreet Film Festival in 2008. Leone then wrote and directed Terrifier, another short film featuring Art, and that was released in 2011. All Hallows Eve, their producer, Jesse Baggett, viewed Terrifier, like the Terrifier short film on YouTube, and that basically made him consider including it in the anthology film that he was trying to put together with other filmmakers. But according to Leone, he wasn't having that. He talked that producer into just letting him like write and shoot everything. And he was totally cool with that. He allowed him to write and use the 2 shorts that he already made, and he wrote a script around that to make a cohesive film. So both the short film Terrifier and the short film The Ninth Circle were both included in this to round it out. Yeah. So The Ninth Circle, with additional footage that was not included in the original short film, serves as the first segment. Okay, so that's the first segment of All Hallows Eve, while the Terrifier short serves as the film's third segment. In regards to the film's second segment, Leone stated, "A lot of people asked me why we didn't do another Art the Clown story, and I felt if I gave people another 15 to 20 minutes of him killing someone, it would have taken away the impact of Terrifier." He originally intended for the alien in the second segment to be created using puppetry, but due to time and budgetary constraints, the alien was portrayed by actor Brandon Despain in a costume.
I like that. That wasn't perfectly fine. The costume was bad.
Yeah. So he was quoted as saying, "My intention wasn't to make an anthology film. This was just the reason to get Terrifier onto DVD and whip it into like a feature, just to get it like out there and more people familiar with Art the Clown. Hopefully get a little bit more of a fan base, which it did, because then he made Terrifier and that made a lot of money. Then he made Terrifier 2 and that made like millions of dollars off of like a ton. Yeah, it
I
was,
always saw it, and I just was like, because it's clown, so very clearly I skipped right by that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I skipped right by it, and I didn't realize it actually was like a film, like dude,
yeah,
like roast.
But what did you think of All Hallows Eve?
Honestly, it's not that it's a bad movie. It's I'm biased because it is a clown movie, so it's like I kind of don't like it.
Yeah.
The first, I think, 2 stories I just didn't care about. Towards the end, it was like, okay, this is kind of like more interesting to me.
Yeah.
I honestly hope I never have to hear that babysitter's voice again. I honestly wanted to pop it on my dick and cut it off.
Like,
her voice it just went through me. I was like, this is the most gross fucking voice I've ever heard of. Like, it was terrible.
Honestly, for me, the kids that she was babysitting were the fucking worst.
Fucking obnoxious. They were the worst. That kid was a dumbass. Like,
I would have beaten the
like,
shit out of that
big of a
fucking
deal.
kid. That little boy, he was such a fucking asshole. I hated him so
it was like,
much.
Dude, and then he was like, oh, well, I'm just going to get them in the morning. Then why the fuck would you tell her that and just shut the fuck up and go to sleep? What do you care? Yeah. What do you care? I know they're supposed to be kids, but I don't want to hear, oh, they're just kids. I would have thought of that at that kid's fucking age. Yeah. I thought of these things. It's not hard. Well, I'm just going to get it in the morning when you're not here because you're a babysitter.
Yeah. So.
Oh, fucking idiot.
Scared me. But yeah, it's like, I still like the film. Art the Clown is definitely a standout. This is the, I think this is the second. This is the only time the actor that plays Art the Clown, this is the only time this guy plays him.
It's not him through the series.
No. He was him. I might have it in like the fun facts, but I'm pretty sure, because I don't think many extra scenes were filmed with him. Because remember, this is the Terrifier short, like that he's in. So that came out like a year or 2 before this was made, and that short film was just added to this with his other one to make it like he doesn't have to film an entire new thing. He has stuff. Yeah. So, and then they hired another guy because he was like, I don't want to act anymore. So they hired someone new, and the guy that fucking plays him in the movies is chef's kiss. He's fucking amazing. He is so good. I hold him in the same regards as like Freddy Krueger. Like, he is fucking perfect. He's scary. He's creepy. And you get a little of that with this, but in the other 2 films, it's so much more. And he has a 3rd one that he's planning. So.
Something about that recently too. I was like, there's a fucking 3rd one already going?
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, like, it made a lot of money. But are you ready to get into the plot?
Oh, there's a plot? Oh, okay. Let's do
this. Let's see if this still works. Hey, it still works. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Let's loosen this up. Let's get loosey-goosey, because it has been a while since we have done this.
Lefty loosey?
It's been a couple of months since we've done this.
Yes,
right?
It's been like a mid summer finale, as they used to do to us with our shows.
Yeah, it's been way too long. Okay.
Yeah.
So, after a night of trick-or-treating on Halloween, babysitter Sarah is surprised to see that the dickhead kids, Tia and Timmy, hate their names too, got an unmarked VHS tape in one of their candy bags. The kids convince Sarah by outvoting her to allow them to watch the tape, which contains 3 stories.
These kids, dude, I gotta interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just now realized that they're not that young and they're not that old, but they're not that young. Is it not fucking working again?
No. It just ends up too far from your face. It should.
Okay.
If you do like cowabunga, right? If you do like whoa, and then it should be like that far away, like from your mouth to that.
But a little bit closer. Yeah. I know. I just realized it now. Who took them fucking trick or treating and not noticed that they're walking around a VHS tape? Or were they on their own and got back and did the babysitter not notice that a fucking VHS tape?
Well, I when she went through the bag, I think that's when they found the tape. But I don't know how the bag got in there.
Yeah, like.
But yeah, so she finds the tape. and they convince her to watch it by outvoting her. You don't outvote me. I am the adult. That's just how that goes.
I can't wait for my time. It's fucking fun.
But yeah,
so many of the shittiest babysitters in one fucking movie. It's fucking hilarious.
So this videotape contains 3 stories, each of which feature a homicidal clown named Art. But before we get into the movies on the tapes, I just want to say, I fucking hate these kids. I hate them with a passion.
They're douchey.
I am actively hoping that they somehow get killed the entire time, and we're only 6 minutes into the film. Okay, that's
and
how
it's
bad
an hour-some movie too.
Yeah. Okay, so the first segment starts with the camera moving through an abandoned hospital. I want to say it takes us into a tunnel where someone is banging a sickle on concrete stairs.
Yes,
I think.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Once we see the sickle, we start to get insert shots of Art the Clown being fucking creepy. Some
As always.
Beetlejuice ass effects looking triangle mouth monster and a dude with razor sharp teeth. We're shown the door for, I think it was called Realmsville Station.
Yes, it was. I said the same thing. I'm like, that's a fucked up name for this.
That's a dumb fucking name. And I'm assuming this is where like the story's like taking place. Casey is waiting for the train, but I would have never guessed that this was like a train station.
No, it looked like a fucking sewer.
When that hot-ass scarecrow girl comes in with her leashed companion, I guess they're drunk, asking where the train, like when the train will be there, she tells him like it'll be about 10 minutes and then they leave. So I'm fairly certain all of this is filmed in the tri-state area. I'm pretty sure Leone is like, I think he's from Jersey. I'm not completely sure. Because I know one of the guys in Terrifier, one of the actors in that is from Staten Island. And then for Terrifier 2, he's one of the producers. So I'm pretty sure they're all like tri-state area people. We're tri-state area people. Yeah. We've been to probably every single train station that there is in New York. Have you ever seen a train station like this?
No, that's not an East Coast train station.
Right. Well, I don't think it's a train station, period. I'm pretty sure that's a hallway outside, and they're just filming in like a janitor's closet, trying to make it look like a train station. Like, I was looking, because she's sitting there, and I'm like, why the fuck, where is she sitting? And then the scarecrow girl comes in, and she's like, oh, when's the train? And she's like, oh, 10 minutes, and then walks away. And I'm like, is this supposed to be like the waiting spot for the train? And like, you then have to go and
the platform?
Walk?
No.
Like, because that's definitely not the platform. Because there's no sounds of anything else.
Nassau Station was pretty fucking creepy. I always felt like I was going to get raped and killed on that one.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like that, okay?
Yeah. Because I'm like, okay, the scarecrow girl walks away, and then... But it's like, if it's going to be 10 minutes, like, where are you going? Like, there's nowhere for you to go. So it's like, is she now... Is that supposed to be the platform and she's walking someplace else, or is she now walking to the platform instead of waiting in the thing? Because then I'm like, why is Casey sitting there by herself in this creepy ass fucking room instead of going with the other people to where the train? So it's like, this whole thing, to me, my brain was just like, my brain was like, no, I don't, none of this, no, I don't get it. But then Casey goes to the bathroom, which, okay. It's that room looks really small for there to be a bathroom, but sure. And when she comes out, Art is sitting there staring
other janitor closet.
Yeah. just walk out, turn the light off before you leave, and make it look like you're washing your hands. She comes out, and Art the Clown is just sitting there staring at her. She tries to ignore him, but he pulls a bike horn out of his trash bag, his hobo spindle, and starts honking it at her until she yells at him to stop. See, this is the creepy thing.
I hate fucking when clowns do that fucking shit. I fucking hate it.
Now, I didn't rewatch this because like I watched it like last week, and then I watched the other Terror. Yeah, like I think I've seen this film like 6 times. But I know in Terrifier 2, he does like this slow pull up of the bike horn. Did he do that there where he just like held it and then started honking?
Times the whole entire movie. Yeah,
well,
he'll do like this, or he'll do like.
Yeah,
like that.
And then,
like,
honk,
fuck you, dude. Fuck you, dude.
So she just yells at him to stop.
Clowns.
She yells at him to stop instead of getting up and fucking walking away. Why are you staying there? And father figure says that's really fucking confusing. A lot of this is. But yeah. So
It is a free movie on Tubi, everybody, if you'd like to watch it now that we're in the show, but if you want to go back and watch it.
I think all 3 of them are. Oh, yeah, I think All Hallows Eve, Terrifier, and Terrifier 2 are all on Tubi. This Casey girl sounds really dumb. Yeah. And it's one of those things where you never blame the victim, but it's like sometimes sometimes
it really is the victim's fault.
The clown is sitting there, a creepy ass clown. It's not like he's a cute clown. Let me see. Oh, what's up, Vanna? Let me see if I can quickly pull up
Vanna.
Art the Clown.
Art the Clown? Oh, bring this up real quick, because he looks like one of the porcelain dolls your grandma or great grandmother had if you ever lived in the northern area of the country. Yeah. And they would have them on like a dresser, and it's always black and white with the fucking crosses, and like that's what he looks like, and it's creepy as fuck. I'm just saying. We're alive.
This is Art the Clown.
Yes.
That's Art. If this motherfucker walks up to you on a train station and starts honking a horn in your face, like, no, you don't stay there.
Away.
You get up and you leave.
No, and just walk away.
And that's Casey's just like, I'm gonna sit here.
People.
Exactly.
Alone. Alone. It was like there was no one in that fucking train station. I'm just saying. There was no one there. So let's sit here like a fucking idiot and just wait to be chopped up and eaten. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, oh my god.
I don't know. I have no hope in humanity. I know it's a fucking movie, but I promise you this would happen in real life. Somebody would freeze up and die.
Well, do you remember on Staten Island a couple of years ago all the fucking clown sightings?
Don't bring that up. Yeah.
It's like
that really did happen. I was doing a guy that was going around with a fucking balloon too. It was a balloon. You can research this if I'm not sure, not mistaken. We're going around where we lived and like hanging out in like half-lidded areas of fucking woods while people drive by, just masking all, just sitting there doing nothing. He's just holding the balloon, staring at you like some sort of fucking sick Pennywise joke. No joke. Yeah. That's what we had to live there. Yeah, see, why do I have problems with clowns?
We would walk away. Now, I can understand you come out, the guy's just sitting there, you're like, okay, that's fine, well,
and then you turn around and go, nope.
But once he starts honking the horn, like, and you have to yell at him to stop, like, that's when you get up and leave. But instead, she stays there, and then he sits next to her and gives her a flower. Casey eventually accepts the flower just to find a bug in it, so now she freaks out over that, throwing that to the ground.
That's not a freak out. That woman had a breakdown, and that was just uncalled for. And then she's never seen a bug before.
Yeah, and then she throws the flower and the bug to the ground. Art grabs her by the arm, pulls out a syringe, and then fucking drugs her and kidnaps her. She awakens to find herself chained in a room with 2 other women, Kristen and Sarah. Casey has another freakout. Casey has a lot of freakouts. It's not like a couple of freakouts, it's a lot of fucking freakouts. We're doing good, Vanna. I've had 2 weeks of either a dog or my son having violent diarrhea, but you know, it's good.
Hey, I've always said, hey, you know, listen, if you can get some violent diarrhea once in the whole entire year, that's your weight loss right there.
Hmm? But I've
one good sickness away from those pounds away from you.
I know,
just
right?
saying.
I noticed a lot that Casey just keeps having she keeps having freakouts, but then she's made to be like the survivor girl for the short. But it's like you can't have her be the one that's like irrationally like freaking out and screaming and doing all these things, and then make her with really no justification for her to suddenly become like the I'll do it. It's like it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so she awakens to find herself chained in a room with 2 other women named Kristen and Sarah. Casey has a freak out, screeching way too much until she pukes. She keeps screaming and yelling when Kristen screams at her to shut the fuck up, only to apologize right after. Sarah, I'm trying to remember the girls. Sarah.
Oh, I can't remember all the names.
Yeah. Sarah is dragged away by her chains. So it's like you don't get to see who's dragging her away. It's just like, yeah. They try to like stop it, but she's just dragged away as they talk about not just waiting around to be killed. Even though
so now this idea comes to you?
Yeah.
Now. Not when the bitch was down sleeping and he also didn't think to fucking run away.
Yeah.
No,
it's now. Now that another one is taken. Even though Kristen just said she'd rather wait there to see if anyone would rescue them because they aren't strong enough to escape, she agrees to follow their chains to see where they lead. They reach the end of the chains.
I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. I would have feared that, actually.
I would have tried to figure out a way to... I wouldn't go towards where my chains are, because you just saw someone get dragged to that location.
In the direction!
So you want to go the opposite direction. You don't want to go that direction. You want to go the opposite direction.
Fuck it. Break a fucking arm or something. Get your hand up the fucking thing, or your leg.
Yeah.
Squeeze through.
They decide to follow the chains until they reach the end, where Casey attempts to break the chain with a large rock. Now, I would have done that all the way over where we were and not followed it.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
I love how she goes, oh, I think it's working. Have you ever fucking hit a rock on a goddamn fucking chain before?
Yeah.
Bitch telling me this shit. Oh, it's working. Everything would have been robbed in this world if it just needed a fucking rock to knock the fucking chain off.
She's interrupted when a deformed humanoid comes in and dismembers Kristen with a cleaver. The humanoid thing frees Casey by severing her chains with the cleaver, and she makes a break for it down the tunnel, but runs into a guy. I think it's a guy by like a trash can or something. Begging for help but getting no response, she looks into the trash bag where she finds a severed arm. When you turn back, the guy and his face is now all disfigured, and now Casey finds herself tied down and surrounded by hooded figures. After watching the figures remove a fetus from the womb of a restrained pregnant woman, Casey is then raped by Satan. This segment ends with all the scenes flowing in reverse, ending with Art honking his horn, and Sarah sends Timmy and Tara and Tia and Timmy to bed. I hate that her name is fucking Tia. I fucking hate it.
Terrible fucking name.
I know like one person named fucking Tia, and it's fucking Tia and Tamara marry. Like, that's it. That's it. Sister. That's the only person I've ever met in my entire life named Tia.
It's not a common name. At least not, like, I guess in the East Coast? I don't know. I don't really hear that one.
Because, like, you'll notice, like, when you get through, like, the names of, like, cast and credit, you're like, oh, these are very, like, Northeast names. You're just going through and you're like,
you can always tell.
Oh, it's like, okay.
But I'm sorry, that whole entire little story, that little puppet thing that slices the belly, oh my god, that thing was fucking creepy as shit.
Yep.
That was a creepy fucking little Muppet.
And like he was really good with the practicals, and I think he said, like, for the most part, he prefers to do practical and then just, like, enhance it with effects when needed. Okay, so while waiting for the kids to go to bed, Sarah is startled by kids throwing eggs at the window. Timmy is fucking awful and is just acting like a little twat instead of doing the simple task of just going to sleep. After they're put to bed, Sarah decides, while drinking a glass of red and watching a not scary at all and kind of boring Night of the Living Dead, to continue watching the VHS tape by herself.
Dare talk bad about Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, dude, wait till we do Diary of the Dead.
Romero was a fucking god of his time.
No, he wasn't.
Fuck you.
If you rewatch, the only thing I will give Romero credit for is creating what we know now as zombies. Because before Romero, I think it was like Haitian voodoo stuff. It wasn't like
I get what you mean by that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
but no, he created a different kind of genre for us.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he did it well. Because watching Diary of the Dead, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I love that movie. It's not a great movie.
Because I was just gonna say it's the found footage one, right?
Yeah.
That's why your ass likes it, because you're found footage all the way.
I like Romero's films. However, I do not think he's good at writing dialogue. I do not think he's good at writing action scenes. I do not think he's good at camera placement. And all the stuff about, like, that they added where it's like, oh, well, he put so much, like, not paranormal. I was reading her thing. No, it's okay. That's why we do it live. What was it? It's like all the social justice stuff where it's like, oh, he put like an African American as like the lead in it. It's like because of like what it was at the time with segregation and civil rights, and it's like, no.
But that dude was fucking mean. I liked him though.
I know he was great, but like Romero said, like he didn't do that as some statement. He did it because while he was like having actors read, that guy was the best actor for that role. It's the only reason.
Yeah,
It wasn't because it's like, oh, it's a black male hero and he'll kiss a white girl and smack a white girl. Oh, it had nothing to do with that. But then it's like
controversial.
Yeah, but then it's like ever since that, all of his films had some like social commentary that was like forced into it, and it's just like your writing isn't good enough to do it. And I noticed it a lot in Diary of the Dead, where I was just like, oh my god, it's just having to actually sit there and critique it.
That's a very recent one.
That was 2007. That's a very
recent one for me. Hey, Anaragod. Well, he hasn't.
What's up, Anaragod?
He's dead now.
Yeah,
he's dead now. Yeah.
But he was writing another script, and I'm not completely sure.
Yeah, I read that.
That someone, like, I think his wife is hiring someone to finish writing it, and then they're gonna make it. But anyway, we'll get back to this.
That after.
So, yeah. So Sarah's drinking wine and watching a boring-ass Night of the Living Dead. She then decides to continue watching the VHS tape by herself. So now we're on the second segment. This features Caroline. She just moved into a new countryside home, and this one is probably my least favorite of them. I feel like they rushed this way too much, and I think I have like things written down to like remind me, hey, like this.
This sucked.
So yeah, she just moved into a countryside home. While unpacking and talking to friends on the phone, she gloats about how ecstatic she is for getting this new house and how quiet the new house is. Growing up in like New York City, the quiet is more terrifying than the noise.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Like,
oh my god, yes. Every time we ever went upstate, like anytime my friend brought us up there, and it was really
so quiet.
It's harder to go to sleep. You can hear silence. I swear you can hear silence.
Like,
it's like I need an ambulance, a gunshot, and a goddamn crickets or something. I need something in the background.
Yeah, no. I was talking to the wife about it.
Subway going by.
Like I one of my earliest memories was growing up by South Ferry. Like I used to live. You remember where that the Wendy's is, right as you make the turn.
Pleasant Plains.
Down in South Ferry and everything. So there's a train station right there. So as a kid, I remember all the cop cars, that sirens are always going off, all the trains and stuff. And it's that quiet that now as an adult, if I go to sleep and I have the TV on, if the TV turns off, I wake up.
It wakes you up. Yeah.
All of a sudden it's way too quiet.
Something's going down. Yeah, something's going down.
And it's like I've tried like white noise machines and stuff, and that is not the same. I need like talking and stuff happening to be like, okay, I could just pass the fuck out. Now I can fall asleep anywhere, but I need
Seinfeld in the background. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Somebody talking, somebody like getting the noise going for you.
Yeah, but Caroline is ecstatic that there's no sound. It's so quiet. That sounds stupid. I guess. Yeah, they discuss her husband or partner, like whatever. I don't remember what he is. I don't remember if like they're married or if it's just like, this is my partner.
This is my partner.
Bullshit like that. They have an upcoming art exhibit, and they end up saying goodnight to each other, not the partner to like the friend she's talking to, while pouring a cup of late night coffee. I feel that I can drink coffee in the middle of the night and it doesn't keep me from not falling asleep. We get to see some of the paintings, and they're terrible. They're awful. Then a bright light flies by her house, crashing somewhere nearby, and it knocks out all the power to the house. Two things I noticed watching for like the third time. One, she just poured herself a cup of coffee, and then 2 seconds later drops and shatters the mug, and it's empty. There was no liquid in it. Fucking come on. Like she didn't finish the cup. I noticed
that probably.
I having to go back and watch over all these things. I'm like, motherfucker, man. Like this is
There's
not
little things in this movie that you're like, wait a minute, there's a discrepancy. You forgot to check your last scene to mark everything back.
Now the second thing that I noticed is, why is the only light on in the house a work lamp? When the lights go out, she goes to the fuse box as if the house had power. Why does she have just a work lamp on instead of the room light, right? Like
it doesn't make any sense.
If you have all this power to your house, you're just using a single work light. Like it just didn't make, I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. It annoyed me more than anything. Caroline finds a flashlight in a sealed box in the dark because sure she can. She checks the breaker and finds that the entire house doesn't have power. Her phone isn't working, and when she hears a noise upstairs, notices that all the windows by the staircase are open. She runs to her car, that's now malfunctioning.
Why would you go outside? Yeah, why would you go outside?
While sitting in her car, she sees a bright light behind her, and she runs back into the house. Inside the house now, all of a sudden, the phones are working, and she gets a call from her husband, partner person, John, but the call drops. I feel like... Because I don't remember if she calls back again. If he calls again.
I don't...
Because during one of the conversations with the husband, partner person, with John, he's like, oh, it's probably nothing. And she's like, no, I think there's someone in the house. There's something going on. He's like, oh, it's nothing. Call the cops. And she's like, I can't call the cops. The phone doesn't work. But it's like, you're talking on the fucking phone.
Talking on the fucking phone.
like none of this shit. It's like, whatever, man.
I swear.
He tells her she's fine and nobody's in there, as something in the background begins to stand in the shadows and walk away. That's kind of creepy. Wandering in the house, she finds a drop cloth where it shouldn't be and grabs a knife from the kitchen. Well, everyone, it's an alien. Surprise. And she drops her flashlight because everyone drops their fucking flashlight.
That flashlight, yeah.
I
don't know. If it was an alien for me, I don't know if that'd be my reaction. In an honest sense. I don't think I'm not surprised by shit nowadays. Like,
for me, it's like, if this is my one source of light and it's also a weapon, I'm not gonna fucking drop it. But it's like, they always make them fucking drop it. Plus, why is she looking for a flashlight? She has a cell phone. Cell phone has a light in it. So you don't fucking need it. It's like, I don't understand. This is why it's like with these movies, you need a couple of rewrites.
It's always small details. Yes. Yeah. You need to have small details. You need to get that outside person that doesn't have anything involved in it, and they go, well, why does that happen? Where did that go?
why is that
I can see the mic in the corner. Yeah, like I can see the boom in the corner. Like stupid shit you miss that you shouldn't miss in post.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so she runs for the front door. She fights to get it open. As soon as she gets it open, the creature slams the door shut. So she turns around, she runs away, and the alien shows up on the other side. She stabs it and runs upstairs, trips, of course. This gives the alien time to grab her leg. She fights with it for a minute as it tries to stab or probe her. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But then she kicks it in the face and runs upstairs. Not able to run outside, she runs upstairs, locks herself in a room. The alien can't find her, so it plays a sound from its vest, I think, which sends out a high-pitched sound that causes her to like scream in pain and start bleeding from the nose. For
the human whistle, or like the dog whistle.
At the beginning of this, like looking at the alien and like how bad it is, I assumed that it was John, like her husband, partner person, because it looks so bad. Because when she called and was like, I think there's someone in the house, she's like, he goes, there's no one in the house. And it's like, but how would you know? Like, you're not there. She's there. She's saying, I think there's someone in the house. So that's why I was like, oh, maybe it's her. But no, it was aliens. it was in fact aliens. The alien finds her and kicks the door open, attacking her again. It tries to stick a palm tentacle thing in her mouth, but she rips one of its breathing tubes off and then runs back downstairs and hides in a small room under the staircase. The Harry Potter room.
The Harry Potter room.
From there, her phone rings again, alerting the alien to her location. As the alien drags her off, she pulls a sheet off of one of John's paintings, revealing the image of Art the Clown. The dragon scene lasted way too long. Way too long.
That was fucking weird.
That's definitely one of those things where you're sitting there and you're like, you're just trying to pad the runtime, aren't you? Like, that's all that is. Like, you're like, fuck, we gotta fill an extra 5 minutes. Well, how about, like, her being dragged away? It's this alien just can't seem to overpower her and just like fucking rip her away.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's a fine...
Which I kind of like that though, because you always see these movies where an alien's supposed to be superhuman strength and stuff. So it kind of gives it a little bit of a different curve.
Yeah.
Okay, I actually think the costume was pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was fun.
It wasn't bad, that's for sure.
When you find out during Fun Facts what...
oh no.
What
it's gonna be something supposed to be? What the fuck?
Yeah.
So okay.
that's the second segment. That's about to end. Sarah thinks she spots one of the kids peeking into the living room. When she gets up, she can hear someone running back upstairs, but when she checks on the kids, they're both in bed. Getting them back to sleep, she heads back downstairs. She decides she ain't no pussy, and she's gonna watch more of the film.
Why? Why? Why are you watching the film you didn't want to watch in the first place? Then you told the kids you can't watch these because this is fucking, I don't know, scary as shit. So you go back downstairs and you watch it yourself. The Ring. What was the other fucking movies where you don't watch? What was the one where it's the Death Day or whatever the fuck it was?
Oh, Happy Death Day.
Wherever you watch it, or you listen to it, or get a phone call and you die. Why would you do it?
I don't know, man. But now we're up to the third and final segment. This
one I think is the best out of all of them.
We find a costume designer driving down an isolated road. She stops at a gas station and sees the attendant furiously kicking out Art the clown. Apparently, Art smeared feces all over the gas station bathroom walls. Yeah.
Fucking clowns, man.
Yeah, they end up watching Art walk away, and then the attendant goes and fills up her tank. She's lost. She needs some directions getting back to the interstate. While giving her directions, he hears a noise from inside the gas station, so he tells her to just wait there, and he'll go check it out real quick and then come back. When he doesn't return, she enters the building to find Art chopping up the attendant's body with a hacksaw. So she runs away, and he chases after her. Driving away, she tries calling the police for help and passes Art standing on the side of the road, holding a sign. I don't even remember what the sign said.
Circus. Fucking bastard said circus like an asshole.
Looking at her phone to see that it's at a low charge, that's such a fucking early 2000s fucking thing to happen. Unless you're father figure. If you're father figure, your phone is always at like 15%.
Always at... Yes. 15
always.
Below.
But yeah, so her phone is... she sees that it has a low charge, and she almost hits an oncoming van only to swerve at the last minute and stops her car in a field. While collecting herself, Art appears and begins banging on her window trying to get in. She slams on the gas to get out of there and comes across a car parked on the side of the road. She gets out to ask him for help, but finds the driver mutilated, no hands, and is faceless. She immediately gets back in her car and drives away screaming, with her eyes closed. Why are you driving, speeding, with your eyes closed? Why wouldn't you just pull up alongside, roll the window down, and ask for help? Why would you get out of your car? You've now left the safety of your car to run up to see you don't know who's in that car. That person could have just shot you. At least if you're in your car, if they pulled a gun or something, you could just speed up. Whatever. It's me overanalyzing things a little bit too much. She tries calling,
having common sense.
Yeah. She tries calling someone for help again, and the line goes dead as Art eventually appears behind her seat in the car. I have no clue how he managed to get in there. He attempts to suffocate her with cellophane. She rips the cellophane off her face and slams on the brakes, causing Art to fly forward and smash his face onto the dashboard. With him dazed and the car at a stop, she gets out and runs away. Running through the woods, she finds some nasty-ass shed and barricades herself inside. I'm a little concerned as to why there's this shed in the middle of nowhere. But
everybody gets killed in the fucked up-looking shed in the woods.
Yep. Art finds her and tries to bust his way in there. When that doesn't work, he apparently just sits there and waits. We get a fade transition, which usually means time has passed as she, sleeps or something, and Art digs his way in. He slashes at her multiple times, leaving gashes all over her with a makeshift whip composed of sharp instruments. I believe this is a...
It looks...
Was it a whip, or was it a cat of... what is it called? A cat of nine tails?
It's a cat of nine tails that, a lot of religious people used to use to torment themselves for their sins, made of dirty needle, blades from jigsaws, and a couple of steak knives.
Mm-hmm. All of that sounds super sexy.
And a scalpel. There was a scalpel that she ends up picking up when it falls.
When it breaks, she takes it and stabs him in the eye with the scalpel, and then in the back with the knife. She escapes again and is picked up by a man who tells her, he tries to drive her to the nearby police station. At the mention of that, Art wakes up with the knife in his back and runs out of the shed. Next thing you know, he pulls up next to them in the car. I'm guessing he just got in her car. I'm not completely sure.
That's what I said. I was like, the only car that was on the road was fucking that one that she left.
Yeah.
With her keys in the car. Because you run away with the dead fucking clown that you always come back from with your keys. How are you getting home if you survived? How are you getting inside your house?
Yeah, I don't know, man. He then shoots the man in the head with a handgun. Great shot.
While driving.
Causing the car to crash into a tree. After some time, the costume designer regains consciousness on a crude operating table and finds that Art has amputated her limbs and her breasts and carved misogynistic obscenities into her body. Disturbed, Sarah turns off the television. The home phone rings. When Sarah answers it, she hears the costume designer from the third segment pleading for help.
Yeah.
The television then turns back on, showing a dirty, dingy room Art steps into frame and begins to approach Sarah from like within the screen. So it's like one of those cool effects where it's like she's looking in the screen and it's just like that dark room, and the reflection on the TV is Art standing behind her walking. It's pretty cool. Sarah then sees herself on television with Art behind her sitting on the couch. She frantically removes the VHS tape from the VCR and smashes it on the floor, destroying it. Shortly afterwards, she hears Tia and Timmy scream, still terrible fucking names, and every time I have to read it, it just makes me fucking angry. She runs upstairs and sees that Art the Clown is outside their room covered in blood. Laughing at her and gleefully gesturing for her to enter, Sarah covers her eyes in terror when she uncovers them like seconds later. Art disappears, and Sarah enters the room finding the kids' bodies all hacked apart and Art the Clown written on the wall in blood. As the credits roll, we get some static and are brought back into that gross room, and Art the Clown is just waiting there for us. He slowly approaches us when it cuts back to credits, and then, yeah, that is the end of All Hallows Eve. Like I was telling you, I believe off camera, there is a sequel to All Hallows Eve, but it does not involve...
It's not irrelevant.
Yeah, it does not involve Art the Clown, and it does not involve the original writer-director Damien Leone. And yeah, that's the end of All Hallows Eve. Fun facts. The first and third short films of the VHS tapes are old films made by the director Damien Leone years earlier. The first one is The Ninth Circle, he made in 2008, and the third is Terrifier from 2011. Art the Clown would later appear in his own feature-length film titled Terrifier, which released in 2016. The alien in the second story was originally supposed to be a puppet, but when the puppet didn't work, it was replaced by a man in a suit instead. And that second film, the alien one, that was completely shot and filmed in an abandoned house.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that's probably why they didn't have power. But
but why wouldn't you still run extensions or use cordlesses or something?
So it's like
use fucking. There's many ways to light up a fucking an area for filming.
Yeah, but that is the end of all of that. So now for spoiler review, what did you like and what didn't you like about All Hallows Eve?
Clowns.
You don't like Art the Clown?
More clowns. And then after all the clown shit, because I fucking can't stand them. Honestly, it's because they fucking freak me out. And we both live in Staten Island where they did that fucking creepy clown thing. Honestly, you were like very amped, like, you know, you should like this, blah 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 blah. And it's not that I don't like it; it's the clown thing. It's very hard for me to like get past that point. I didn't like the first two of them. I thought they were like eh. The last one I think was the best out of all of them.
With the costume designer?
No, I mean the story.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because the first story was
with the woman that's a costume designer. Yes.
Yeah.
The subway one, I think that made no sense. The cutscene straight to what looked like a fucking subway, and the Ninja Turtles were gonna come save them. I was like, I don't really understand where this relevance is. The Toxic Avenger pops out of a fucking corner. You know what I mean? You got the bitch with a rock trying to hit and break fucking metal. You don't break metal with a fucking rock that's in a fucking subway. Like, I don't really understand that. Like, it didn't make any sense. The alien one was like kind of like, okay, this is just like a filler thing. I don't really think this is that great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I thought it looked good. There was a scene when they cut off the chick's arm, well, her hand first. They could have done a little bit better with the graphics on it. It looked like a mannequin hand. You could very clearly see there was no rigidness. I mean, openings on the ridges. It just looked like it was all one piece.
Yeah.
It's stupid small stuff. But I actually do want to see the second one now because of the way you make it sound. The budget of the second one.
You mean Terrifier?
Yeah. Not prerequisite, but the one after this with Art.
Yeah.
Makes you want to see that now.
Yeah, because remember,
so it's an okay film,
Because remember the one you're talking about with like, which one was the hand getting cut off? Was that the one with the chick in the subway terminal?
Yes.
Yeah, so that was The Ninth Circle, and that was made in 2008. And keep in mind, this film came out in 2013, right? Yeah, 2013.
Right.
So he didn't really do anything else to it. He put this is going to be the first film, so it's most likely like the shit with the babysitter was filmed as like filler and shit like that to like lead to that, where it's like, oh, these people are yeah. And then the Terrifier short, which was that would be, I guess the Terrifier one would be
the newest
the thing
one.
with the Terrifier one was the one that was made in 2011. That one was the one that that you did like. You did like the Terrifier short because that was the one with the costume designer and everything. So you see, you like the Art the Clown.
It's not that I like the clown. It's just it was a better.
Anari God said,
crazy as fuck.
Anari God said, see, clowns don't bother me, but if Ronald McDonald bitch comes up to me with the internet with intent to harass or kill, I'm fighting. Yeah.
Fucking Ronald McDonald is scary looking as shit, man. Why they thought that would be? If you look at any of before our generation, any of those shit from their generation, those are some scary fucking things. The costumes, the fucking McDonald's clown and shit. Remember when we had it was the moon for Burger King, the Moon Man guy?
Yeah.
His head was a moon. That was terrifying as a kid. Yeah. You know? We had weird shit.
So yeah, so the only thing that was, I think they said like a couple of extra scenes were added to things, but the only things that were fully new were the alien short and the stuff with the babysitter.
Okay.
All the other stuff was already made and like sitting on a hard drive. So but yeah, I think the strongest, I 100% agree with you. The babysitter is annoying as fuck. Like I cannot get behind her. I do not care if she survives. The fucking kids, I'm so fucking happy they died. I hated them. I'm sorry, please.
Oh, we need a backtracker. We forgot to address that. This is supposed to be the adult in the fucking house right now, and that child's like, nah, we're gonna override you.
Yeah.
It's 2-1. Bitch, your vote don't count. I'm here for your safety. I'm not sticking up for your ass when they fucking say, well, you know, he's been pissing himself all fucking night. You let him watch this fucking... No! Sit your ass down and watch some Looney Tunes or something.
Yeah, no, fuck
shit.
That.
It ain't my kid. My kid, I'll let you watch whatever the fuck you need to watch. I'm sitting there with you. You ain't my kid. Shut the fuck up and I'll watch that.
I hated all of them. It wasn't even really the... It could have been the writing. And maybe the actors are better. But yeah, no, what the... Why is your... Are you moving your camera around? What the fuck was that?
Oh, no, it dragged through. Did it grab it?
Oh, yeah, it moved your camera around. I was like... You were still fine, but like on Discord it was moving. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like you moved like up and then down. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, I figured you're in OBS, you're moving shit. So it freaked me out a little bit. But no, like anything with Art the Clown was really good. The dude that played Art the Clown and just the character of Art the Clown is kind of awesome in how creepy it is and his whole level, because it's like Tim Curry's Pennywise the Clown really wasn't scary. It wasn't not scary.
Menacing. It was menacing.
But it's like he relied a lot on like the talking and the being jokey, and I would say even
Tim Curry.
Yeah, but I would even say Bill, was it Bill Skarsgård that played the new Pennywise? I think it was Bill Skarsgård.
I don't remember that guy's name, but he fucking knocked it out the park.
Yeah, but even with him, like he was menacing, but he still had like jokey like type things.
Yeah.
Art the Clown is silent. You will never hear Art the Clown talk.
Film.
In all Hallows Eve, Terrifier 2, and probably Terrifier 3. Like you'll never hear him talk. Even when like he's laughing as he kills someone, it's silent. It's just
there's no sound. There's no sound.
Yeah.
It's like he lost all hearing when he's around.
Like he'll get shot by someone and like he'll respond, but it's all silent. And that to me is more terrifying than anything else. So whenever it came to stuff with Art the Clown, I was there for it. The alien thing I just didn't like. It felt like they were just trying to fill time before jumping to the other thing. I think they could have done much better with that than her just running around this house trying to hide from fucking aliens.
Yeah.
You know, it was kind of just like whatever. He plays Floki in Vikings. Oh yeah.
Yes, he does.
Although I will say Skarsgård's version is more scary. Oh yeah. No, Skarsgård's character of Pennywise, that's actually just like when he kills Georgie in the first one and just like drags him in. That's like, nope, But I still think Art the Clown is just scarier. And I think it's more so because, at least in this and Terrifier, he's just a person. He's just a dude.
Yeah.
Like, in this one, you don't see him put on makeup,
Fucked up
but
dude.
in Terrifier, it opens with him, like, getting ready to go out for the night to kill people, and he's putting on his makeup. So it's just a guy. Whereas, like, Pennywise is a supernatural being.
Supernatural, yeah.
Or an alien? I don't remember. I don't remember what exactly it was supposed to be. It wasn't like a meteor
It's like
crash
a
or something.
demon.
Like, I don't fucking really.
Yeah.
But yeah, my son has a lazy eye and is blind in one eye. Watching his eye drift made me viscerally uncomfortable. No, Bill.
On that note, I have a fucking story on that note, unfortunately.
Oh no.
So I'm sitting there, I donated plasma today. Me and my wife have done that in the past. We like to do that to help out. And the woman that was, I feel bad, the woman that was helping me when you get screened to go and make sure you're healthy enough to do this, unfortunately had, it's very lightly by calling it a lazy eye, and like, fucking, I haven't seen glasses like this in fucking years since I was a kid. Big. And one moment you're watching her and it's perfectly straight, and I don't mean like a wander, I mean this shit just went into orbit and it was terrifying. Like it wasn't real. Like it just shot up in the air and I was like, oh fuck. And I didn't want to say anything, so I kept looking at the middle of her head.
Yeah.
It felt awkward. It threw me off. I was like, that's not a wander or a lazy eye. That's a fucking orbited eye right there. It's
trying to escape. I like this film.
I'm not saying it was terrible.
I would definitely give this.
It's just awkward for me.
I would give this a 3.
Oh, you can do 4. No, I would
4?
go with 4.
You would go 4? Okay.
Legitimately, the last story I liked. If there was more to that and it was the whole movie more in depth to that one story, 5 stars for me.
I will see all of you for the podcast next week, but for games in about 5 minutes.
Same channel.
All right, everyone. BRB.